The path into science was not a straight one for Dr. Steven Finkbeiner, whose initial career aspirations were to be a farmer or an architect. He eventually settled on medicine and received both his PhD and MD at Yale. He completed his internship and residency at the University of California, San Francisco, and served a year as chief neurology resident. After his fellowship and a term as assistant professor at Harvard Medical School, Dr. Finkbeiner returned to UCSF as a professor and joined the Gladstone Institutes as Senior Investigator.
A big focus of our research is to try to understand the mechanisms of neurodegeneration, and especially in ALS, and then based on what we find, to try to find therapies that might be useful in the clinic.
I'm a neuroscientist, not a stem cell or developmental biologist. You couldn't hardly pick a bigger problem than neurodegenerative disease. It's an enormous problem right now, and it promises to grow in the future. At the moment, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, Huntington's, and ALS are collectively the 5th leading killer in the United States, and they're going to increase in the future, and that's because the #1 risk factor for at least 3 of those 4 diseases is age.
One of the things we've done is to develop or invent a new technology. It's called a robotic microscope that allows us to be able to understand the mechanism or the cause of the disease better in single cells. Based on using that tool, we've found a pathway in cells that seems to be important for whether neurons can survive having some of these ALS-causing proteins in them. And what we've done is to find small molecules, things that could potentially be drugs, that stimulate that pathway in neurons. And what we found so far is that they seem to protect the neurons against 2 of the ALS-causing proteins.
In 2014, the ALS Association Golden West chapter spearheaded a new research initiative to create a unique partnership between 3 leading laboratories in California. The Neuro Collaborative brings together complementary expertise with the goal of sharing information, advancing understanding of ALS, and driving drug development forward to FDA approval. Dr. Finkbeiner is an active member of the California ALS Research Network, a volunteer group of scientists, clinicians, biotech companies, government representatives, and ALS advocates. In 2015, Dr. Finkbeiner hosted the annual Research Summit at the Gladstone Institutes. The summit continues to grow with new participants, partners, and supporters each year. Dr. Finkbeiner shared his research directly with the ALS community through the Golden West chapter's Ask the Experts educational symposiums.
But we're working hard together with the ALS Association to be able to create a pipeline that'll help us move these discoveries from the lab out to the clinic.
We celebrate Dr. Steven Finkbeiner for his pioneering work with neurodegenerative diseases and his passionate commitment to the ALS community. His breakthrough innovations have accelerated progress in the search for effective treatments and a cure for ALS.